two elements, right and faithfulness, connected particular components and activities within the social order to the center of the traditional state, and allowed individuals to partake of the transcendent influence emanating from the sovereign. The Rite was the original cement binding together traditional organizations, whether large or small. The Rite was first of all the prerogative of the king, second of the aristocratic or priestly classes, and finally of the patres, or heads of households. The performance of rites and sacrifices was imperative. A ritual or sacrifice that was neglected or performed by an unqualified person, or performed in a way that did not conform to traditional rules, was considered a cause of misfortune for both individuals and society, since it unleashed dreadful powers both in the moral and in the material order. In the Chinese tradition, to establish the rites was the first of the three most important things in the government of an empire, since the rites were the channels by which we can apprehend the ways of heaven. In the Hindu tradition, the sacrificial sites were considered to be seats of the cosmic order, Rite itself. Every action was connected with a determined ritual element that acted as its support and as a transfiguring and guiding element from above. As far as sacrifice is concerned, according to a text universally regarded as very old, Brahman, which in the beginning constituted the entire universe, created a higher and more perfect form of itself, from which the gods of the warriors, Indra, Mitra, and so on, came into existence. In the Nordic tradition, the same idea is expressed through Odin's sacrifice to the cosmic tree, Yggdrasil, through which Odin draws out of the abyss the transcendent wisdom contained in the runes and puts it to good use. According to its original meaning, the type of sacrifice to which I refer corresponds to either a similar action that generates a god or hero, or to its repetition. This repetition either renews the effective power of that god or reproduces it and develops it within the order of a given community. What has been said also applied to the rite in general, that is, to the rite dedicated to the hero, or to the founding father, to whom the traditional patrician family lines often attributed their non-material origins, as well as the principle of their rank and of their rights. It also applied to the rite dedicated to the cult of the founders of an institution, legislation, or of a city who were believed to be non-human beings. In these instances too, it was believed that in the origins an action analogous to a sacrifice took place, that produced a supernatural quality that remained as a potential spiritual legacy within the stock, as the soul of those institutions, laws, or foundations. In these cases, rites and various ceremonies help to actualize and to nourish that original influence, which, by virtue of its own nature, appeared to be a principle of well-being, good fortune, and happiness. In the traditions, there is a higher legacy in the rite that confirms and develops the quality that originates the royal stock, the state, the city, or the temple, and the caste, the gens, or the patrician family, according to the supernatural dimension that acts as a form shaping chaos. Olympiodorus wrote that the whole world is one great symbol, since it reflects invisible realities through sensible forms. Plutarch wrote, "Among the things that belong to a higher order, there are secret connections and correspondences, just like in the order of natural phenomena. These connections cannot be recognized than through experience, traditions, and universal consensus." A characteristic expression of Jewish esotericism is, "Through the impulse from below there is a stirring above, and through the impulse from above there is a stirring higher up still." Thus, by the impulse of the smoke of sacrifice from below, the lamp is kindled above, and when this is kindled, all the other lamps are kindled, and all the worlds are blessed from it. Thus, by the impulse of the sacrifice, is the mainstay of the world and blessing of all worlds.